Distortion Productions and Electronic Saviors are proud to present the first limited edition EP in the Respect the Prime series, Constructed Cold. Each of the 6 tracks were inspired by stories from Transformers comics, from the title track Constructed Cold by Panic Lift featuring Red Locust, to Thoughtform's Vince DiCola-inspired take on the Empyrean Suite. The EP will be available at TFCon from October 26th through 28th and online from distortionprod.com. Proceeds from the album will be donated to cancer research.
Hello all sentient beings and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast, where we talk all Hasbro, Takara, and third-party Transformers! On this episode of Transmissions, we're getting a Studio Series Cogman. Mastermind shows off prototype images of their Deathsaurus, and Bumblebee Greatest Hits cassette pack is spotted at Target. Today is Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018, and this is episode 297 of Transmissions.
Welcome to Transmissions, the podcast that's seeing a lot of yellow on toy shelves this fall. I'm your host Charles, aka Big C, and I'm joined by the excellent Transmissions team. Yusuf, better known as Yoshi.
Yo! Hashtag bring back Value Village.
Jeremy, aka Yakko.
Hello, happy International Podcasting Day. That was a few days ago as you're listening to this.
And Daryl, the Cybertronian Beast.
Hey, how's it going? Let's talk Transformers.
All right, another episode of Transmissions where we're all here together. It's so wonderful to have the whole crew here.
Ouch. Fuck you too.
I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody.
No. It just you said more than you let on, is all I'm saying.
But as always, we start off with some new donations. Thank you to everyone who has stepped up to the plate this week. Give a shout out to good friend of the show, Ellie the Donor.
No.
Increased their pledge.
I don't think that's Ellie's name.
Doubled their pledge, so thank you, Ellie, for that.
Wait a minute. Hang on. This person gives us money. It gives us more money than legally required. They basically said fuck you to the Yoshi level and stepped up the game. And the least you fucking can do is refer to this person by their damn username as they have requested and written.
Nope. Ellie the Donor, thank you.
Ellie the Donator, I tried. Feel free to reduce your funds to us.
No, don't do that.
No. If Charles isn't gonna fucking do it, I wholeheartedly respect you coming back to the Yoshi level.
Yoshi will welcome you there.
Yeah, I will.
Charles is being a bastard. Disrespecting you.
Hey, you guys disrespect me all the time when I'm gone, so...
Yeah, but you're part of the show.
That's because we love you.
Ellie, thank you. We appreciate it.
Yes, thanks.
Just some of us are willing to call you by your name.
Brad, a friend of the show, Brad, also increased his pledge. Thank you, Brad. And Brad is getting those pins, that special offer that we had for the month of September. So congratulations, Brad.
Yeah.
I, too, am shocked that gimmick worked.
And we'll be looking forward to seeing Brad at TFCon. Mm-hmm. He's going to be there for sure.
Will he be there the first day, Jeremy? Because I know Daryl won't be.
I don't know.
Okay. Eat shit.
And our newest, we got a brand new Patreon. Our newest duly appointed supporter of the Transmissions podcast. That's Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. And you are also getting those buttons. You're awesome.
Your money's awesome.
Just in time for all of our new Donatreon supporters, we have a new store where you can buy merchandise. Jeremy, why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned last week, one of our newest designs we came up with got kicked out of Spreadshirt because they said that the tiny little bit of an Autobot logo that was hinted was a IP infringement, whereas you can find full Autobot logos on a number of their shirts. So screw them. And I went looking around and I signed up for a TeePublic store, and that design went up right away. And a number of people have already ordered it because we gave our Patreons or our Donatrions first shot at it. And I've now put up a couple more designs, and we're going to start using that as our main store, I think. One neat thing about TeePublic is the first 72 hours a design is up, it's like 30% off, like site-wide. We're still trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do here, but we also have a discount code that we're going to give to our Donatrions that will essentially mimic what they had with the Spreadshirt store, where we're not going to be getting much commission, if anything, off of the stuff you guys buy. But the TeePublic prices in general are cheaper. Like the regular shirt at TeePublic, just the regular short sleeve shirt, was around $25. And at TeePublic, the regular price is closer to $20. So already you're getting a good deal. And you can get it on a number of things. I have a mug coming, phone cases, a whole number of stuff. So in particular, right now we have like long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies. Great for the fall weather. I know in the last week here, I've gone from summer weather to hoodies and hat weather. So check out the link in the show notes, and if you have any ideas for designs, let us know. We're always happy to talk with people about that.
All right, so let's get on with the show and talk about some toys.
Late this week, we got a really interesting image coming out of Takara Tomy, and it is the prototype image of their LGEX Big Powered Convoy. And this is a pretty cool figure because this is only a prototype of its alt mode, its combined alt mode actually, which is a series of 3 figures from Transformers Zone, which is Diatlas, Sonic Bomber, and Roadfire. So these 3 figures combine into one mega fucking thing, and they look really cool. Now, it did not take long for the fandom to dissect this prototype into its component parts and determine that it was made up of existing molds that had been retooled in some way, shape, or form. So basically, it's made up of Titan's Return Misfire, a Titan's Return Sky Shadow, or a Overlord. It's the same thing. And a Titan's Return Twin Twist. So if you've got all 3 of those figures, you can essentially put this thing together. Now, I have these 3 figures, and there are no clips that hold it together between the 3. So part of the retool is going to be actually creating a clipping mechanism where it can combine. Yeah, it's beefy. Definitely just kind of stacking them on one on top of the other and in front creates a...
I already have a question.
Okay.
Since you don't have the clips, but you have the figures... Have you just tried stacking them up like that? I mean, is it balanced?
That's what I was just saying. It's they balance and they kind of fit together, but they don't kind of hook into anything. So it's just kind of giving you a silhouette as to what it's going to be. But it's big. So no, it's a really cool looking design. I'm sure that the retool because everyone's kind of determined that the Sky Shadow Overlord figure will be the one that turns into Diatlas, and the other 2, I can't remember who they've determined who's going to be the other 2, because I'm really not familiar with Sonic Bomber and Roadfire. But so anyway, I would assume that Roadfire's the one that'll be Twin Twist, and Sonic Bomber will be Misfire. Yeah, they're really cool looking. The designs anyway. Does anybody have an interest in Zone enough to essentially rebuy 3 figures with additional moldings? Charles?
No. I never found a regular twin twist. So. I mean, this is a neat idea, but yeah, I have no connection to Big Powered, so
okay,
not interested. Sorry.
No, that's okay, Jeremy.
Well, I mean, since I never got any of these figures, there's a little bit of an interest there. I mean, plus, I would like to have an Overlord, but barring that, but I think actually, Charles, you got an Overlord for me.
Yes, I do.
So I do guess I have one of these, but a Diatlas does interest me from the IDW comics more than Zone. So there would be some interest there. I don't know how much, but if the price is right. But I mean, this is like using the US prices. It's what, like a $45 and like two $20 price points roughly.
Yeah, it'll probably put it around $100.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
Yeah, but again, you're getting 3 figures.
But, yeah, you're getting 3 figures, and I mean, I think Diatlas carries some weight with that name, the recent masterpiece and everything.
Are there any? I can't find any pictures of the G1 Big Powered. Like even the TF Wiki article doesn't have a nice picture of it.
Well, Zone is one of those things that's it's an old. Actually, it's newer than G1 because it's more recent. But
it was only like in a magazine.
Yeah, it's a Japanese exclusive. It's people refer to it as a season, but it's not. It's more of a movie.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, it was a single episode OVA,
yeah.
And then there was some pages of a manga, so not that much to it.
Well, here's a Kabaya kit of Big Powered. So
yeah, I actually have that. G1. I haven't put it together yet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely. I mean, this is definitely for the Japanese market. I think this is probably too niche for most of us outside.
Yeah. Yoshi, do you have any feelings on Big Powered or Diatlas is a pretty cool figure as G1 goes.
I'm really not interested, Daryl. But the thing, obviously, that I am interested in is like I wish we had a little more time to prepare for this, and you could have shown how you think they would tool these figures to clip on together and stuff. Because that's, for some reason, I'm super interested in that today, and obviously that was like my first question. But
I posted pictures of mine in the general chat.
I'm looking at them, and I just, since I'm not interested in the character, I'm interested in like your opinion or your thoughts on how it would, like what they would have to do to make these things stick together so you could fly it upside down without it breaking on the floor.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, like I said, there's going to be some major retools to each of the figures.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there's going to be like a huge redo of the wing that gets done on Sky Shadow, because Sky Shadow has an additional wing on it that Overlord doesn't, which gives a little bit more surface area for the top spin figure to sit on. But yeah, there's going to be a whole new set of areas to clip to, and we really only have these few shots. And yeah, the article does give you a few more the more you get into the article. And the forum post, there's a few more pictures come out from the show of the prototype, but really you don't really get to see a lot of how everything clips together, and definitely not of the individual pieces. But we'll see some soon. I bet we not long will we. It won't be long until we get really decent pictures of these things.
Do you think with the retooling that they have to do to these figures that the original mold, then they can't make the original action figures anymore? Like they're stuck making this setup instead of the original?
Oh, no, okay. I don't. They've got, when they redo it, like say Misfire, they'd still be able to make a Misfire if they wanted to, but they retool and they make an additional mold piece for it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I had one more piece I wanted to talk about this week, and that was Studio Series, which has been known to be very scale heavy and make all the movie figures fit within its slavish scale, has listed a Cogman on its future upcoming series. So this is interesting because the Cogman we just got in the Last Night series is very highly regarded. as to being one of the best movie toys that's been produced. Definitely in the top 2 of the Last Night series. So now they're going to get a Studio Series figure for Cogman. Now, Cogman, we know, is a headmaster himself. Will Cogman still turn into a Mercedes, or will he actually be a headmaster? It would be kind of interesting to see where that comes from. Yeah, I'm not sure where this is just kind of news coming out of Cogman. We don't have any news on what he'll transform into, because the scale is so slavish on the Studio Series. If they were to keep to that scale, Cogman really should be quite tiny. Any ideas, guys? Charles, what would you want Cogman to be?
I mean, I would prefer Cogman to be the headmaster, but just maybe have a little tiny Cogman headmaster with an actual, I guess, transdector that he can, combine with.
Sure.
And that gives you the best of both worlds, I think.
Yeah. No, that I like that. Jeremy.
I'm so not interested in any of these movie designs. I would like to see them keep the headmaster gimmick, though.
Sure, yeah.
Just to have that tie-in, because it was referenced in the movie that he was a headmaster, even though they never followed up on it at all. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I don't think we have any Studio Series headmasters at all. And since the regular release had that, it would just be nice to carry that over.
Mm-hmm. And Yoshi, I know you don't have any of the Studio Series. Neither do I, really. As far as scale goes, do you think he should be, a tiny little human-sized robot in the scale, or do you think he should be the same size as all the regular guys?
No, I think he needs to be the human size, but he also needs to retain and notch up the thing that made his first toy so popular with everybody. If they dumb him down, it's not going to fly very well with the fans, I wouldn't think.
That's difficult to do with a headmaster, little human-sized thing.
That's why I don't fucking make toys.
Idea. Yeah. It'd be similar to Charles's idea, where he's packed in with something that's got a really cool gimmick then, right?
Right.
All right. Well, then that's all I brought this week. Jeremy, what's on your plate?
Well, I have some prototype images from Mastermind Creations. We have the R42 DZEF, or their version of Deathsaurus. And we see a close-up of his little, I'm not sure what you would call it. I think they said it was his, breast force partner. Mm-hmm. This is a part of Japanese continuity I'm not entirely familiar with.
Go on.
But then we see another... When we see another picture of him in robot mode with his accessories, including a sword, and guessing these are attachments for him in jet mode. Looking at him initially, I mean, it looks really nice. My biggest complaint is that his head should be a little bit bigger, because his hands, the size of his hands dwarf the size of his head from this picture. Mm. I'm sure that is just for transformation's sake, but that looks off to me. Giant robot, little head. They do have the multiple eyes that he has in the comics, but I'm not as familiar with just thinking back to how he looked in the comics to see how accurate this is. But I mean, you see this guy, if you know what Deathsaurus is supposed to look like, this seems legit. Charles, what do you think of this?
It looks cool. Again, this is kind of a Japanese exclusive character that was
right
grandfathered into the IDW comics recently. So I mean, it might be interesting. For me, it's not really a draw, but I think Deathsaurus has kind of gotten a bit of a cult following in the fandom. Just mm-hmm. I mean, just he turns us into the Godzilla chicken mode, and just the name is kind of interesting. How the I guess the Englishization of the Japanese name turns into Deathsaurus. It's just an interesting kind of mm-hmm. dinosaur combined with killing machine name. So it's an interesting figure. It's a curiosity, so it might find a niche market. For me, it's not that big, and it's not interesting for me enough for me to be interested in it.
All right, cool. Yoshi, this is technically a design of a G1 guy, but I know you're not big into the Japanese stuff either. Do you see anything you like about this?
Is his chest plate fairly accurate?
I'm not entirely sure.
That's the thing that just sticks out like a sore thumb to me on this.
I think the little guy attaches there, hence the breast force name.
You know, I've been staring at this thing, and to me, he just looks like he's the right level of detail. You know, it's not like overly artistically done, and it's not underrepresented. I just feel like they put the right level of detail head to toe on this guy, except for that chest plate. I mean, if something attaches to it, great, but yeah, A plus for detail.
Yeah, cool. It doesn't look like it's going to cut you when you pick it up, which is always a plus.
You want that in a toy. You don't want to be killed.
Right. Daryl, what are your thoughts on this guy?
I know that the fandom has been clamoring for a Deathsaurus for a long time. And I gotta say, Charles, about the name, Deathsaurus it's a great name, because Tyrannosaurus, right, is terrible lizard, and Deathsaurus is death lizard, right? So
it sounds like a band name.
So metal. It's so metal.
It's very metal. As far as the figure goes, I want to see it with the breast master attached to the chest, because that's the silhouette that everyone knows is with those two, curls coming up around the shoulders, which are the wings of this little breast guy. As far as the figure goes right now, I agree, Jeremy, the head is a little on the small side, maybe a quarter bigger, just a little bigger.
Well, and also maybe make the hands a little smaller.
True.
Because that's kind of what your eyes are drawn to.
Mm-hmm. But it's a decent looking figure. I think it will benefit greatly from color, because Deathsaurus's color palette is very unique to him. And other than that, though, I think it's an okay figure. I'm not blown away by it, which is unfortunate. I expect it to be really floored by by the time a Deathsaurus finally hit the market. But yeah, I'm not. I'm glad we're getting one, and I know that there's a lot of people out there that are going to be really happy that we're finally getting a Deathsaurus.
Cool. Well, I guess let's move on. I have one more thing I want to bring up, and this is we have some concept art from King Christensen for The Last Night Quintessa and Skulk. Quintessa was released as a clear plastic figure inside the Toys R Us exclusive Infernicus 5-pack, and here he's provided 3 different concept art, like concept designs for the figure, and then one for, I want to say it was Skulk. Sorry, one for Skulk, which was the main central part of Infernicus. So I just thought this was interesting, particularly how the head changes. And I don't think we have anything here saying what the final design was, but I thought this was interesting. And King Christensen is going to be at TFCon coming up in a few weeks. If you want to talk to someone that's done these concept arts for toys, he'll be there. You guys have any comments on this?
This just reminds me of my extreme disappointment of The Last Night.
and Daryl's topic didn't.
Well, I mean, Cogman at least was comic relief.
It was a transformable toy too.
Yeah, Quintessa was just throwing in my face that they could have gone with something a little bit more faithful to the Quintessons and just decided to throw it all away. Like, I mean, okay, I'm not going to go off on another rant here, but the whole
that's an alt mode discussion.
Here we go. Charles is mad again.
The movies just don't respect their own story. That's my Mike. You can cut this out.
Wait a minute. I rant about G1 shit all the time, and you give me shit for it. But you start a rant, and you're cutting yourself off before I have a chance to give you any shit for it.
Well, because it's an alt mode discussion.
Fuck technicality.
I'm not ranting about G1. I'm just ranting about the terrible storytelling of the movies.
Well, Daryl and Yoshi, do you guys have any comments on this image?
No, not really. Honestly, but when I saw it, I was like, Quintessa, when's that coming out? And I completely forgot it was even in the movie.
Yeah.
It's well drawn. So Target is now carrying the Bumblebee Greatest Hits cassette pack, which is an exclusive for Target. It's a $30 box. It comes with 3 quote unquote cassette tapes, redeckled to look like cassette tapes. They're actually the
Titans Return.
Titans
tapes.
Return. Thanks, Dad. The Titans Return Legend class figures. And Bumblebee is the one-step changer. Yeah, I assume these guys fit in the Soundwave that we saw last week, Daryl?
That's correct.
All right. Yeah. That's cool. What do you think, Daryl, since we're on you? Do you desire redeckled figures?
This is the only way that you can get Decepticon Frenzy. So you're getting the blue one. Mm-hmm. And this is also the only way that you're getting Howl back, which is the blue Ravage. Buzzsaw was in Combiner Wars, so you could have gotten them that way. Yeah, if you want Frenzy, then you've got to get this pack. The one-step changer is forgettable. It's definitely one of those things you give to 5 or 6 year old neighbor or cousin or niece or nephew or kid. Yeah, it's a pretty forgettable set. Frankly, there's only one piece of it that I would even want, and that's the Frenzy. But yeah, it's exclusive to Target, and it's part of the Bumblebee movie line. I had been wondering myself how the blue tape or data pad or whatever was going to come out, because they always said they complete their sets, and we'd had Rumble out, the red one. We still hadn't seen Frenzy, the blue one, out. So I kept, in the back of my head, I kept thinking, when were we going to see this blue one? Mm-hmm. Well, here it is.
Voila. Well, Jeremy, will you be getting this and handing your kid the Bumblebee?
There's a high probability that that's going to happen.
Oh. All right.
Because, I mean, the tapes, I have a few of the tapes, and I like them. I do kind of take umbrage at them calling the tapes triple changers when I guess technically they are, but I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. In my mind, a triple changer should be much more impressive.
Right. No, I agree.
Yeah, but I mean, I think for the age my kid is, the one-step changer would be perfect for him. He likes Bumblebee. You know, this could be a present for him and a present for me at the same time.
Charles, I want to direct your attention to the box art here. Do you see where Bumblebee is playing a yield sign like a flying V?
Yes.
I bet you a loony, sir, that this is going to be in the movie. Yeah.
I hope not. I will answer your question with a opinion about the tapes that you didn't ask me about.
I thought we already talked about this. Damn it.
Yeah, so I agree with Daryl and Jeremy that I guess it's nice to see the recolored tapes here. Frenzy, I think, is the standout figure here. I was never impressed with the Ravage and Buzzsaw / Laserbeak molds, just because I didn't like the animal figures, the way they looked. But I thought the Frenzy is also, I guess he's also Rumble and Rewind. I have the Rewind figure. I think that's and then I think I got Rumble for my son. He probably lost it somewhere. And it's interesting that they have put the new decals, as you say, with the tapes, pictures of tapes rather than the tablets that they were originally supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So that's an interesting change here.
It's an upgrade.
Yeah, one of them looks like it's Soundwave, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Howlback.
Yeah, it's a pass for me. Not buying it.
Right, but do we have a bet or not?
What?
Do we have a bet or not? That was the question. I bet you $2. I bet you a loony.
I forgot the question.
Jesus Christ, man.
You're just getting all sorts of people not answering the questions you ask.
3 doctors.
Sure, I'll take that bet.
All right.
I'll take that bet.
Transmissions exclusive, an illegal act, everybody.
Well, it's illegal if you consider a loony actual money.
That's true. Or something of any value. Well, Charles, what do you got, sir?
All right. I have rumors about War for Cybertron Siege and the new figures that are coming in this toy line. We will probably see some more about these guys at New York Comic-Con, which is just this week, at the end of this week. Hasbro will probably be showing off some new things there. But ahead of that, we've got databases and stores showing listings for upcoming toys. So first off, from Rob Springer from Radio Free Cybertron, and I guess an anonymous source, we got some confirmation that we're going to have a deluxe Ratchet figure, but it looks like it's going to be a Walgreens exclusive for $20.
Do you guys remember when Deep Throating used to give us insider information? I remember that.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
That's right.
But good on Rob Springer for getting this information.
Yeah, so I mean, and this is kind of an easy one to see because we already saw Ironhide was announced, so doing a Ratchet remold or recolor of Ironhide is pretty easy. So you had to see this coming, which is cool, but we didn't see it as a Walgreens exclusive, so that's interesting.
Yeah, get something better, Rob.
I hate the Walgreens exclusives just for the price.
Yeah. And more information is coming out of Walmart's database, and they've got lots more listings for upcoming War for Cybertron Siege toys.
They're really filling in the Toys R Us gap, aren't they?
Well, someone's got to, at least in the States. But first news of Decepticons. So we've got Starscream and Thundercracker. And we've already seen Tetrajets in the promotional posters. We haven't actually seen the figures yet, but we know they're coming as Tetrajets. We've seen
them in the Bumblebee trailer.
Yes. We've also got Voyager, Soundwave, and Springer. So that's cool. And Target Master, or Battle Masters, as they're called in the line, but they are Target Masters because they turn into guns. We've got Caliburst, who in G1 was Slugsinger's partner, Smashdown, and Taraxodon. So I'm guessing Taraxodon might turn into a pterodactyl, maybe, in addition to some kind of weapon. We've also got a Leader class Shockwave, a Voyager class Megatron, and a Deluxe class Flywheels. And another interesting thing is a Deluxe Class 6 gun, which is that figure from G1 Metroplex that was made of all of Metroplex's guns. So I would guess this will be some kind of retool of the COG figure that we've already seen. Mm-hmm. And will have all its component pieces turned into guns. So that's cool. And we've got a couple more listings out of Walmart, where we've got another Battle Master, Aimless, which was Misfire's Target Master partner back in G1. And then we've got the Micromasters. So we've got the Off-Road Patrol, the Spy Patrol, and the Sports Car Patrol. I guess these are all going to be two Micromasters each rather than 4. That's what we saw at SDCC. And then the last little bit of news is that there's going to be an Autobot Deluxe Prowl. And maybe that means we'll get retools of his fellow mold mates, Blue Streak and Smokescreen. So that's a lot of interesting things coming up, and particularly I'm interested in those Decepticons. So the Tetrajets, of course, Soundwave, Shockwave, and Springer. That's an interesting one. Seeing another take on Springer. Last Springer we got was the 2013 Generations line. So be interesting to see what these going to be. And Flywheels. I hope Flywheels is another Duocon. That'll be cool. Daryl, anything stick out for you in this list of upcoming releases?
Yeah, lots. Like you said, Starscream and Thundercracker will be cool. Tetrajets, I've been waiting for those for a while. Be interesting to see how they do it. It's not been an easy thing to accomplish. Springer, like you said, it's been a long time since we've gotten a Springer, but the one that they're replacing or, following up is the best Springer that's ever been done. So that'll be an interesting one to see. A Voyager Soundwave. The Soundwaves they've done recently have all been, had tape gimmicks of some sort. So will this continue? the Bumblebee movie shows that Soundwave ejects Ravage. Will something like that be happening here? I like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. A nice big leader Shockwave, something like that.
Maybe since it's a war for Cybertron, they'll have Soundwave turn into his telephone pole mode from the G1 cartoon.
That'd be a nice alternate mode.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's also a super boring mode, but yeah.
Well, yeah. It should be a secondary, a fan-found design.
Yeah.
We're getting the fucking Tetrajets. I don't think this is out of the realm of possibility.
Look, Mom, it turns into a telephone pole.
God, you're dumb, son.
I'm really excited about Flywheels as well. I really hope it's the same as what's his nuts, the other one?
Battle Trap.
Yeah, that one. Because it was that's a really cool figure, and Flywheels is another really cool design as well. Six Gun, hey, the Cog figure is a really interesting idea, and I'm looking forward to Six Gun as well. Megatron, hey, a tank. It's got to be a tank, right?
Most likely, yeah.
The Prowl, I'm curious to see what kind of alt mode they choose for it. Be some kind of Cybertronian police car. Let's hope it's, some kind of Cybertronian looking thing.
Earth police car with a bunch of lights.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, there's some really cool things here. I'm always excited when the whole line restarts.
Maybe with Flywheels being separated into two bots, it'll be Superfly and Wheels Up, and they combine to Flywheels.
Oh boy.
Okay, I laughed. Yoshi, is this ringing your G1 sensibilities?
If you're laughed and you find it enjoyable, yes, it does, since you have 97% stake ownership. I want fucking Lampostotron. That's what I want. Let's make that happen. Let's make that a thing. I'll buy it.
Well, you can already do that with your G1 Soundwave. Most Soundwaves, I mean, it's just put the head down, put the arms out, tilt it forward a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Masterpiece Soundwave can do it really well.
It was always the mode that you would do when you had broken or lost parts of the toy. So this is the way you can hide that. It's look, he's show accurate.
Jeremy, what about you? Anything you're particularly looking forward to?
I'm excited for the Tetrajets. I want to see how they do that. The Shockwave is interesting. We've talked about the Soundwave. I don't know. I mean, I'm really excited about this line. I'm not so sure about the Target Masters. We'll have to see. I mean, they're not going to be that detailed, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
I am looking forward to the little Micromasters, though. Those, I think, are things that will be easy to pick up, and they're like fun little desk toys.
One thing that's interesting, it does look like you can, if you do collect the Battle Masters / Target Masters, you can probably use them with your old Titans Returns figures. So it looks like they're saying, hey, if you've got Slugslinger, if you've got Misfire, you can pick these guys up, and now you've got real Target Masters. So
I mean that's a nice little add-in.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got. So that finishes up all our toy topics. So let's move on to some rapid fire toys.
Absolutely, positively, definitely. Nobody can get the job done faster than I can. Nobody.
All right. And it's time for another Toyhacks update, this time for the month of September. And we are starting off the month with Power the Prime's Optimal Optimus set from Toyhacks. And it does a really good job of adding in some of that missed detail. Doesn't do anything to fix the weird thumb grip, but does a really good job of adding some really cool detail to that figure. They've also gone ahead and made some really cool conversion sets for Power the Prime's Inferno. So if you've got that figure and you're like, it's not really Inferno, it's something else, they've gone and made it into 3 different figures. So they've gone and made it a Pyro. So this is just some really cool add-ons for that. They've also turned it into Fire Chief. This is just a completely different set for the same figure. And the last one, they've gone and turned it into Heatwave from Rescue Bots. And that's really cool. That's a really neat set, and it looks phenomenal. So I highly suggest taking a look at that if you're a Rescue Bots fan.
Pyro was one of the characters from Last Stand of the Wreckers, based on Fire Convoy.
Cool. So if you thanks for bringing this to a screeching halt. Cyber Battalion, if you are a Cyber Battalion fan and you have Cyber Battalion Jetfire, they have a couple sets for you. You can turn it, you can upgrade your Cyber Battalion Jetfire and make it look a lot more Jetfire-like. Or, if you're interested, you can make it look like a VF-1 Valkyrie. And that's pretty dang cool. So I'm not sure which one I would choose, but I don't have a Cyber Battalion Jetfire, so I don't have to choose. They've gone ahead and made some new faction symbols. These ones are for space pirates, and that's a really cool looking logo. So you can order these up. They come in green and looks like black, might be a dark purple or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There's some white on there as well. Yeah, it's a really neat logo, so you can slap those on some of your figures that are not Autobots, not Decepticons, they're space pirates.
Well, and that's a logo that Hasbro's used before, too.
Cool. And we've got some cell-shaded windows for MP25 tracks. There's two different types, Type A and Type B, and different designs, obviously. But, yeah, same type of look. Go ahead and pick them one that you might want. But yeah, Type A is kind of more of a nighttime look, and Type B is more of a daytime look. But yeah, they both make it look a lot more cool, a lot more animated accurate with the cell shading. Now this one's a really interesting one. It's a throwback, and this is for Car Robots or Robots in Disguise Scourge/Black Convoy. These are labels for that old 90s figure, 2001 figure. It's a really, really cool set to make that figure look a lot better or brand spanking new if his labels are all messed up. So take a look there if you're looking for something like that. And there's also an upgraded set for it as well. This is something that you can get, and it'll give you new labels for the trailer as well. And getting into third party, we've got one more of the the Make Toys Seekers. This one is for Lightning, which is their version of Thundercracker, and it makes it look pretty cool. So if you're collecting those Make Toys Seekers. And lastly, we've got DX9's Dutch and Thorner. Dutch is their version of Optimus Prime, so you can get some really cool stickers for him. They're adding some cell shading to the front windows, and yeah, some really cool G1 aesthetics. And Thorner is their version of, I think it's one of the Dinobots. Yeah, it's Snarl, and that's another really cool looking figure. A lot of gold stickers for this one to turn his spikes a little bit more shiny, and yeah, really cool looking set for Thorner. And that's it. That's the Toyhacks update for September, and that's Rapid Fire.
All right. The update for September, just in time for the beginning of October. But I think all these things are still available, so check them out. All right. Well, that's all for Rapid Fire, so let's move on to some trips to the store. This is where we show off all the awesome Transformers stuff we got this week. We do this as a video so you can see everything we got in beautiful high definition on YouTube. So check out our video on our YouTube channel, but listen to the podcast because we are just going to describe them to you as well for your audio listening pleasure. And then you can pop over to the YouTube video. So, get the most out of all the content we're delivering here. So without further ado, trips to the store.
Transmissions wouldn't be what it is today without the awesome support of our listeners. If you'd like to support our shows and enjoy the exclusive benefits that our donors get, please visit transmissionspodcast.com/support.
All right, let's talk about what we got this week. Yoshi, I'm going to start with you.
Of course you would. I went and saw a little movie this week. I don't know if you guys were aware. They opened Transformers the Animated Movie. And I got to see it. I also got a poster. Double-sided.
Maybe open it?
No, that's fine. I get the idea. It was a pleasurable experience, and my wife went with me. I got home, and I had to listen to the soundtrack on vinyl.
Ooh.
This is the original release, Doug, and you're welcome.
You're giving that to me?
No, fuck no. You own 97% of the show, not me.
Well, that's very cool. Very. I like how you drew the theme together there with your items.
You know, I put a lot of thought into it. Thanks.
All right, Jeremy, what do you got?
Well, I too went to see the 86 movie, and my theater didn't give me crap. So enjoy that, Yoshi. I did go to my comic book store, and I picked up Lost Light number 24. This is... can't remember whose cover.
Nick Roche.
Nick Roche, yeah. And then I also picked up this fabulous book, Star Trek versus Transformers number 1. This is this cover A, which is the Philip Murphy cover. And we reviewed this last week on Alt Mode, so check it out, Alt Mode 95.
96.
Sorry, Alt Mode 96. I should remember that. It's year I graduated high school. And then also, we have, it's pretty much over now, but we had a deal with our Patreon where if you joined at the $10 level, you would get a set of 5 pins. Those all came in, so I thought I'd show off what people will get. And they don't want to stay in nicely in this envelope or in this bag here, but see, you'll get the 4 of us plus Mike, our wonderful editor. These will be mailed out after the 1st of October.
Why am I on the bottom?
Because I was holding it upside down, Yoshi.
Thank you.
Also, we recently changed our store. We've been using Spreadshirt and we've moved to TeePublic, but I already had a Spreadshirt order in. So I got this fantastic hoodie, which it's a little bit thinner than I was hoping since I live in the tundra of Wisconsin. But it's nice. It's our Tape Man design, non-infringing. And I like it. I also got a t-shirt. These are ready to go for TFCon. So that is all I got this week.
Jeremy is scared of being sued.
Yes.
We should all be scared of being sued.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy's name is on all the business stuff, so he's got the most exposure.
You own 97% of the shares.
Not
with 0% of the liability.
Like all CEOs, I have no exposure to if something goes bad with the company.
Yeah, if the podcast goes down in flame, he'll just get this golden parachute by emptying our PayPal funds.
You son of a bitch.
All right, well, I will go next. So I have some things. I have a lot of comics just because since I was out for a couple weeks, I think I had a backlog of comics that I didn't get to show off. So I'm just going to pull them all out here. Starting with Optimus Prime number 23 that we're going to review this week in alt mode. That's I think that's the Keizama cover. Then Lost Light, there's 23. Then Lost Light 24, the same one Jeremy had. Unicron number 4. I got a couple of those, so that's the Alex Milne cover. I also got the James Reyes cover, and I forget the
Guido.
other guy. Is that Guido? Okay.
Is this a Shelton of the Unicron?
No, no way. Also, Bumblebee number 3. I think Bumblebee number 4 is out this week. The movie prequel. And lastly, the Transformers vs. Star Trek. And I got both Philip Murphy covers, so I've got the double.
Did your store carry any of the other covers?
No, it did not.
Yeah, mine didn't either.
So that's a lot of comics, and I do have one more thing. I have something. You won't want to mess with his Autobot counterpart, because I heard he's nearby. So I got Counterpunch, and I also got Punch.
Nearby.
I also got Punch. Open, damn it, open.
So simple, a 5-year-old can do it.
This is mesmerizing.
There he is.
Where's the other guy?
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, that joke is a classic.
I like how they have the Autobot and Decepticon symbols on both sides, and you can pull them down. So when he's in this other mode, you can hide the other symbol so that you don't give him away.
You totally should Toyhacks the fucking
nice
rub signs
that.
on there.
Did you have to fix the shoulders?
I have not done that. It seems to hold pretty well in alt mode, so I did not try to fix the shoulders yet. Looking online, it seemed like it was 50-50 split on whether that actually made a difference, so I decided to keep him the way he was. I was actually surprised to get him this week because Amazon told me that my pre-order was delayed and he wasn't coming, but then on Tuesday they're like, oh, we shipped it. You'll get it tomorrow.
Fuck you, Amazon.
Great, thanks. But yeah, this is Punch Counterpunch. He comes with little baby Prima Prime, Prime Master Prima Prime. He's all, glowy blue, translucent blue. That's cool.
He is light piping.
You should get a rub sign symbols from Toyhacks.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's cool. All right, that's what I got. Daryl, what do you got?
Well, I did get some comics as well this week. I got Lost Light 24 and Lost Light 24. It's the Jeff Senior cover, and nice. I did get the Transformers or Star Trek versus Transformers, both covers as well. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. I did find, thanks to a valued listener, DJ Ronan, told me that there were some figures showing up at this store called Toys R Us that I didn't own yet. So I went over there and picked them up. So I now have Wave 3 of the Titan Masters, or Prime Masters. So
nice.
I got the Bomb Burst and Octo Punch and Dildo Prime.
Ribbed for her pleasure.
Yep. Yeah, but that's it for me this week. I didn't really get all that much. I'm glad I got the Prime Masters. They're I like these guys a lot. They're fun. Completing the set so far of the retail release ones is it scratches an itch in my brain. So yeah, I like having them all. But yeah, that's it.
All right, we're back from our trips to the store, and let's move on to some convention news.
All right, in convention news this week, New York Comic Con is coming up this weekend, and Super 7 has revealed their exclusives. I think this is similar to what they had at San Diego with this Optimus Prime figure, but this is a dead Optimus Prime. It's completely looks like transparent or gray, but I think they had the regular colored one at San Diego. And then they also have this, they're calling it a Transformer, or what is this? Kinshi Transformers. I mean, it looks like the little kind of rubber G1 figures that were around when we were kids. And looks like they're starting off with Optimus and Megatron. They're going to have basically your typical G1 set. Optimus, Bumblebee, Grimlock, Jazz, Ironhide, Wheeljack, and Megatron, Starscream, Shrapnel. Nice that they have Shrapnel, not Scrapnel. Soundwave, Laserbeak, and Shockwave. And these are going to be like 1.75 inches tall, and they're going to be blind boxes. So,
Keshi surprise.
Yeah, okay, Keshi surprise. So I think this is something neat. they obviously aren't going to be that expensive for what they are. So, in addition, we have, again from Super 7, some shirts. You have a Optimus Prime, One Shall Stand, One Shall Fall design, and then a Soundwave looking one that's not quite as good as ours, but it's got the little kind of a mini Soundwave look on the breast pocket, like where the breast pocket would be. I would recommend you get ours instead. I agree. And then
would you
one
say
more thing
that they should get ours because ours looks more like Soundwave than theirs?
No, ours has a design across the entire front, not just in a tiny corner of it.
Gotcha.
One more thing we have here is this is from the MCM London Comic-Con 2018. This will be on October 28th. Hasbro is going to have a panel there. This is going to be the debut of the Transformers BotBots and some movie series figures. I don't think we actually know what BotBots are. My mind goes to Bot Shots. I'm wondering if it's some kind of new take on that. And then the movie figures, it's obviously going to be some Bumblebee related stuff since it's close to the movie coming out. Maybe we'll see that Studio Series Cogman that we talked about earlier. But it's going to have people from the global brand team and the Transformers design team. So I think that's pretty cool. If we do have any listeners that are going to that and want to give us a first-hand account, please let us know. feedback@transmissionspodcast.com. We'd love to hear it. And with that, I think that's all in convention news for this week.
All right, let's finish up the show with some feedback.
Now, I want everybody listening to feel like they can leave us feedback, and you can do that by going to transmissionspodcast.com/feedback. There you have any number of ways to leave us feedback, all of which we enjoy, but we'd love to hear your sexy voice the most. We're going to go to iTunes first. This was a missed post from August 28th, but Dominic left us a 5-star review. Thank you, Dominic. And Dominic writes, "This is the best Transformers podcast out there. The topics are interesting and versatile. They talk about toys, comics, and miscellaneous media. The hosts are funny and they know their stuff. Here and there, guest hosts join the show. I can only recommend this show, Dominic." So, Jeremy, we need to whip up some shirts that say Transmissions, the best Transformers podcast out there. And then in the smallest print underneath it, Dominic. I think we should do that. And by we, I mean you.
It should just have 5 stars and then the quote.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of 5 stars. We should do that, like with a bunch of shirts. And we need to do, the number 1 Transformers podcast and then really small with a PlayStation 4 community.
I think we could do some of that stuff.
If only there was a convention coming up where we could hand that kind of crap out.
I know. I mean, these would be perfect for stickers.
That's true. Next, we're going to turn to our website. Oh, Jeremy, I think we have a voicemail from one of our fantastic listeners.
You do.
Would you play that for me?
I will play it just for you, Yoshi.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Hi, guys. This is Robinus Maximus from online or Robinus Prime, depending on where I am. Anyway, just wanted to say thanks a lot for all you do. Still really enjoying all the shows. Declassified 12 was awesome. I'm absolutely useless with DIY and anything like that, and it did help me a bit, so I might give some of it a go. Thanks a lot, and all the best. Keep going. Cheers. Oh, could you get some more content out? Because I'm driving a little bit more at the moment, so maybe some more extras or double up declassifieds. Yeah, and longer shows. Thanks a lot. Cheers, guys. Bye.
That was fucking cool. Thank you, Robinus.
Declassified 13 just came up, so that's a good solid 2 hours of content. Hopefully you enjoying that.
We will have more content after TFCon.
Yeah, we will. Is Robinus donating enough money that he can make such a request?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a duly appointed level.
All right.
Yes.
Tell me who's asked to kiss. That's all I'm asking. You know what? If he's donating that much money, Robinus, what kind of shit would you like to hear from us? What extras could we do that would make your drive more tolerable? Give us some ideas. I think individually we all have like separate downtimes where we could possibly record some extra solo stuff, but tell us what you're thinking, if you're thinking. And thank you very much for the voice.
Don't promise.
I didn't promise shit. I did not promise anything. I only promise what Mike doesn't edit out.
I don't think asking for ideas is a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's just a matter of time.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think I do remember us having an off-topic conversation as Skype was kicking my butt last week that if we go back, we might be able to work that into an extra, minus some bleeps where I was just dropping the F-bomb like crazy.
Fucking potty mouth. Potty mouth Jeremy. That's what he's known as off air.
I have a limit, and Skype is like 3 degrees past that limit.
Mm-hmm. So send your Skype fan art to Daryl at transmissionspodcast.com to make sure Jeremy gets it. All right, we're going to move from voicemail to websites, where there was a thread started on Reddit, and we will share that link with you guys in the show notes. Dr. Pants made a comment on this thread. The Transmissions Podcast is my go-to. Good chemistry between the hosts, fun episodes, and they cover toys and media in separate episodes depending on what you prefer to listen to. This is true.
The thread was also asking about best Transformers podcasts. You should mention that at the beginning.
I figure that goes without saying. I mean, it's fucking us.
Okay.
And he's not denying it, so I'm right. Later on in that same little post there was an addition added by Buzzsaw Eject. I love that username. First post, Buzzsaw wrote, "You're very welcome. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts and pick yours at random, and you guys are highly entertaining when you pick on each other." All right. I do skip the ones going over the recent comics as I'm behind on my reading, but otherwise I listen to as much as I can. And later, Buzzsaw added, "I just listened to the latest one with Skype making you its bitch, as one of you put it. I got a chuckle from that." You're welcome.
Yeah, this was me going back and forth with Buzzsaw Eject, and so he was like, they were actually talking about me.
Nice.
So I identified which one of the hosts I was. And
You're the potty mouth.
I'm glad that my frustration can be enjoyable for other people.
I know from time to time we make people laugh, but I wonder, are they just like a little chuckle? Or are they just like uncontrollably laughing? Like, where in that spectrum are people, I wonder? Anyways, it was a cool thread. Jeremy, thanks for sharing that and pointing us in that direction. Mm-hmm. And thank you, Dr. Pants and Buzzsaw Eject. And that's it for feedback this week, Sir Charles.
All right, well, that'll do it for this episode of Transmissions. Thanks, everyone, for listening, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Thanks for listening to Transmissions. Remember, you can help support the show by donating to us directly via Patreon or PayPal. Once you become a donor, you will receive access to donor-only goodies, like donor-only contests, listening to us record transmissions live, and getting transmission swag at 20% off. You can find links for this at transmissionspodcast.com/support. Subscribing to us on Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play is also a great way to support us here at Transmissions. Every subscription we get helps us get better noticed on those services. Leaving us a comment and 5-star review doesn't hurt either. Be sure to come chat with us on Discord. You will find a link for Discord at transmissionspodcast.com/Discord. And of course, you can always send us an email at feedback@transmissionspodcast.com. Thank you all for listening, and we'll see you again next week.
Okay, everyone hit it?
I've been hitting it for years, buddy. It's been happening a lot. I ask one question and she answers something I didn't ask.
Maybe you should start asking her the question that she's expecting.
That's fuck you, Jeremy. Yes, I do want to have sex now. Let's go.
See, you're a pro.
I am a pro. Just start saying what I'm thinking. Look, I think Charles is going to lose his shit if we don't start.
Probably. What are we doing?
I already finished. Did we want to start Craig's ass?
It'll be all right. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Charles is having a rare incident where he cannot actually participate during the recording of this program.
We should all take turns speculating as to what it is.
I think he hit mute just to bitch to his wife. If these fuckers say donator one more time, I'm gonna fucking lose.
I think maybe there's an emergency bathroom.
Oh. Diarrhea.
Interesting.
Yoshi just made me lose it.
But you and I are the only ones drinking coffee. We're the only two in danger of that actually happening. I sound like I'm narrating a golf game. Dogcades, you're out of this world.
Hello. Sorry, I'm back.
Did you get abducted by aliens? That was my guess.
No.
Okay.
Kid just came down and interrupted.
There was actually none of us suggested that.
So I win the pool. Okay.
You do, by default.
Okay, where were we? We're at merchandise, right?
I thought you were Pucanoing, but sure. Yeah.
Aren't these Titans Return tapes?
Are they Titans Return?
Yep. And there's 3 of them.
They are.
The one step changer is the Bumblebee, isn't it?
Professionalism here at Transmissions. I done fucked up. What's a Google?
Don't play dumb with me.
So while he's getting this set up, I need to run downstairs and grab something I forgot to bring up.
So who wants to bet the real reason why Jeremy's leaving is due to a Pucano?
What is it with you and Pukinos?